rolling yet?
All right. Let's about take care of that. You want to do that, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's about take care of that. We're just going to get started, all right?
As soon as it comes on.
Yeah, sorry. All right, Shalom, Shalom. Where the Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy another downfall of this kingdom, all right, or the downfall of this kingdom, and the upliftment of the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be ruled by the Israelites. Okay, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Hakadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you. I came out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Okay? So yeah, man, we're at the end of this kingdom. You see, Esau is getting shaky. His whole propaganda is getting shaky. You know? And you Jakes are still asleep. You Jakes are still in love with this beast. You know? Give me Revelations. We're going to start with Revelation 13th chapter. We'll start from 1.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
And that's it. That's what Esau's coming with. You see, this is that system now. All right, revived again, that Roman system. All right, and he's coming with nothing but blasphemy. Go ahead.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power.
The leopard represents the Greeks, all right? And then the bear, the feet of the bear represents the Russians, which is going to be the end of their kingdom, all right?
Right.
That's going to be the end of these Edomites' kingdoms. Go ahead.
And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority.
Right. Go ahead, keep going.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast.
Right, that's the revival of the Roman Empire. That came and went in the Renaissance period. Right? You see, we have these images and these dark images. That was pre-Renaissance period, man. Okay? After the Renaissance, they started painting them white. All right? That's where you get the term whitewash from, man. See, the truth is coming out now, man. All this BS, this so-called Edomite supremacy, that's getting flushed down the toilet, man. All right? Go ahead. Even the mainstream is starting to come with it now, man. That's the spirit of the Lord, man. Go ahead.
Verse 4, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave
so in other words, the knights of the, you know, the Saxons, even the Vikings, man, were Israelites. They paint them like they were like some savage beast. No, they weren't living like that. They were mixing their history with the true Viking history, man. Go ahead.
And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
Yeah.
And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
Right, because you got the NATO, you got the EU, all right? That was an unstoppable force, man. You see that? That's a whole union of mighty nations, man. Okay? You have the financial system in England, and then you had the military in America, all right? You see, you had the religious sector in Rome. So that was a great system. That is a great system, but it's about to be taken down. Go ahead.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 40 and 2 months.
Well, that's it. Get me Revelations 20, verse 1.
Revelations 20 and verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the keys of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
Well, what's that represent? That represents Esau being in a low state. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan.
That's the Edomites, man. All right? We don't got to explain to you why did the devil. The scriptures tell you why did the devil. All right? Which that just means accuser or deceiver. All right? Go ahead.
And Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him.
So the bottomless pit is Europe, okay? And Esau was in Europe, but he was in a lower state at that time during the Byzantine Empire, all right, in the Dark Ages. That's why they call it the Byzantine Empire in the Dark Ages, all right? What does Byzantine mean? It means backwards. That's what Esau's trying to say. That was backwards when we were ruling, when the Israelites were ruling, all right? But it was way better than what you have now, okay? Morally, the people are on a higher level. Spiritually, they're on a higher level. Health-wise, they're on a higher level. Okay, now these people are just all through. Okay, and completely oppressed. Right? What you got, bro?
Proverbs 29 and verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Right.
But when the wicked beareth
And
rule,
are the people around the world rejoicing on average? No, they're in mourning. Why? Because the wicked is in rulership, man. Go ahead.
but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
But when the wicked bear rule, so these Edomites are the wicked. That's how we know who the wicked is, man. It's not that hard to understand who he is, man. All right? The Bible gives us a clear description. All right? Go ahead.
Back to that Revelation 20 and verse 3, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled.
Because that's what he's all about. He's all about deception. All right? He's all about deception. Get me John 8 and 44. He's all about deception. That's what Esau's good at. That's why his society is drenched in what? In the scandals. All right? Propaganda. All right? Deceit. Go ahead.
Till the 1,000 years shall be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season.
Perfect. Go ahead.
This is John 8 and 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
But there's no truth in him. When he speaks of a lie, he speaketh of his own, man. All right? Because he's a liar. The point that you see, but you see how I'm going back. See what I'm saying? See how I'm going? Watch out. When you all you brothers watch how I'm doing, how I go. I always go back to the scriptures, bro. Always boom. Go ahead.
It says, for he is a liar and the father of it.
He's a liar and the father of it. Going back to who Cain. All right. When you read Genesis, Cain lied to say he didn't know where his brother was. Right. So that's the same spirit that's in these damn devils, these Edomites. All right. Go ahead.
This is Psalm 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Yep.
They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
And he's also known as the wicked. Get me Malachi 1 and 4. All right. He's also known as the wicked. So these Edomites, these so-called white people, all right, which they call themselves white. There's no such thing as white people. There's no such thing as black people. All right, or yellow people or anything like that. All right. They're Edomites. There's Edomites. There's Israelites. There's Hamites. There's Ishmaelites. So on and so forth. All these nationalities are found in the Bible. Bring it out.
This is Malachi 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith,
First of all, when did he create the word white? He created that in 1681. That's when they started calling themselves that. The main reason was because the so-called white one was getting with the so-called black one. All right? Go ahead.
Malachi 1 and verse 4.
Yep.
Whereas
Well, that's in the in one of who was it? Was it Abraham Lincoln? One of his essays, man. Going back to 1700s, man. Go ahead.
Malachi 1 and verse 4.
Yep.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
So they're the border of wickedness, meaning everywhere they go is where wickedness follows, man. Why? Because they are the wicked. All right? And guess what? The wicked are proud right now. The wicked, the wicked, which is the lowest people on the earth, they have the biggest pride in the earth. All right? And that even includes the wicked amongst our people. They're prideful as hell. Prideful as hell, man. Get me Psalm 73. All right?
This is
You have a precept? Okay, go ahead. Read that.
Psalm 73 and verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Right.
For
With the wicked which prosper in the earth. You know that scripture? I'm thinking about? Keep going. Oh, it might be that. So I can go ahead. Keep going.
verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm.
So the wicked prosper in the earth. Why are the wicked prospering in the earth? Because the wicked are in rulership. All right? So in order to get by in this earth, you got to do wickedness. All right? What do you think they call it Hollyweird, man? What do you think they're doing, reading the Bible in Hollywood? No, they're doing all kind of foul sexual acts. All right? All kind of alphabet, homosexual acts, bestiality. All right? Child sacrifice. Don't get it twisted, man. Behind closed door, that's what these elites are all about, man. All right? This whole society is built upon wickedness and witchcraft, man. Go ahead.
Verse 5. They are not in trouble.
Oh, you got MGK and what's that demon? Megan Fox talking about they drink each other's blood. And they're saying it in the open now. It's not a game, it's not a joke. All right? I did a video years ago about Katy Perry. She spoke about cannibalism, how it gets a bad rep. She said that in a damn interview, man. They're about that, but they're telling it to you, and you take it as a joke. It's serious, man. Because the wicked is in rulership, man. When we're in power, that's not going to go down, man. All right? Because the Israelites are the real rulers of this earth, man. Go ahead, under Yahushua. Go ahead.
Verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men.
They're not in trouble. That's where you get white privilege, man. They're Edomite privilege, man. They're not in trouble like other men. They could go and commit all kind of rape, adultery, not adultery, rape, murder, and get a slap on the wrist, man. I've seen it. Go ahead.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Neither are they plagued like other men. They don't got the same plagues like the other nations. That's why their countries are what? First world countries, man. And where's the other third world countries? All the rest of the countries, basically. You see that? And how did they get what they got? Through rape, robbery, and murder, and wickedness, man. Go ahead.
Verse 6, therefore pride compasses them about as a chain.
That's why they're so arrogant, because nothing has happened yet. But guess what? Judgment is coming. We're reading the judgment, and then the Lord is going to execute the judgment. Give me Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and 11, because sentence against an evil work
no pictures, bro.
is not executed speedily.
Thanks, man.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Right. So since the judgment hasn't been executed right away, they were confident in their wickedness. Right. Christopher Columbus, he killed all the indigenous, our brothers. All right. Right. He was chopping off their noses. Right. Chopping off their arms. Right. And he didn't have a consequence at that time. But guess what? The Lord said there's a judgment coming for that, man. Go ahead.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times,
right,
and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh.
Surely it's going to be well with the righteous. Go ahead.
Which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked.
The wicked are going to get their judgment, man.
That's right.
We don't got to worry. We know that for a fact. So these Edomites, when they smile, they laugh, that's good. All right? Because guess what? The scripture says, woe to them that laugh now, because you shall moan and weep. You see, listen, we're confident in this truth, man. All right? We know that this is the facts. These are the truths. All right? The truth of the world, man. All right? Go ahead.
It says, neither shall he prolong his days which are as a shadow, because he feared not before the Most High.
Numbers 35 and 33. All right? Okay, so he's not going to prolong his days, man. What you got?
Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Right.
Thou that dwellest in the
right,
cleft
your
of the
arrogance
rock.
deceived you, man. You devils have been so proud for so long, it has deceived you believe your own hype, man. You know that? You so-called white people, you believe your own hype, man. But guess what? The Lord said the pride has deceived you, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, which is the caves, man. You see that? Go ahead.
Whose habitation is high, that said in his heart,
right,
who shall bring me down to the ground?
Right, now who's going to bring us down? The Lord is going to bring you down, man. Starting with Yahweh Shai. All right? Go ahead.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle,
right,
and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord.
Right, so when you went up into outer space, that's when the society started to really crumble, man. All right, the 1970s. All right, it's been a steep slope downhill from there, man. Go ahead.
That's it.
Oh, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes Chapter 10 and verse 14. The Lord has cast down the thrones of proud princes.
Yes, sir.
And set up the meek in their stead.
Well, that's what he's going to do. It says the meek shall inherit the earth, right? Who's the meek? Our people, man, the Israelites. All right, starting with the elect. Okay, they're going to be the first shall be last and the last shall be first. What do you think that means? Do you think that Esau's going to come, he's going to do all this wickedness on the earth and stand on the heads of all the other nations, but then he's going to come on the kingdom the same level? Are you kidding me? That's not how it works, man. So I hate to burst your bubble, but that's not how it works. All right? Give me Numbers 35 and 33.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
And this whole land is defiled by blood, by the bloodshed of the Native Americans. All right? Going out to America, the bloodshed of the so-called Negroes by the hands of you so-called white people. All right? And guess what? We're reading the judgment, man. Go ahead.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein,
right,
but by the blood of him that shed it.
So that means there has to be a retribution of blood. All right? The Lord is gonna execute that. All right? The Lord is coming back to destroy. Get me Isaiah 63:1. He's not. You think he's coming to give you hugs, man, for everything you did on the earth? The Lord needs an answer for everything, man. All right? Everyone's gonna have to give an answer.
Right.
Every nation is gonna have to give an answer, man. You see that? Bring it out.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 1, and verse 11.
Yep.
Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4,
Right.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Yep.
Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity.
Well, that's what they did, man. All right? They cast off all pity and they pursued us with the sword. Meaning what? They put us to death. Right? They were chopping off kids' arms if they didn't bring enough gold. Right? The so-called indigenous people. All right? The so-called Negro, they're hanging them from trees and so on and so forth, man. Feeding them to babies to alligators. Listen, man, you Edomites got a lot to pay for, man. Your tab is gone up to the heavens, man. You see that? Go ahead.
And his anger did tear perpetually.
His anger did tear perpetually, man. So you got to pay for that, man. Go ahead.
And he kept his wrath forever.
Right, that's it. Bring that out. Give me mercy. No mercy. Something show to them that show no mercy.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 63:1.
Let's go.
Who is this that cometh from Edom
Uh-oh.
with dyed garments from Basra?
Yep.
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
So the Lord is going to be coming to Edom. In other words, he's going to come to the Edomites. He's coming to you so-called white people, man. Directly. He wants to talk to you, man. And he's not going to do a lot of talking. Keep going.
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save.
Right.
Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel?
Right. Why is your garment red? That's what this is figurative, man. Because he's coming back to do a lot of killing. So why is your garment all red? Go ahead.
It says, like him that treadeth in and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat.
Right.
I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger.
Tread who in his anger? The Edomites, man. All right? The Lord's coming to kill. Yo, you Edomites better run. When the Lord comes, you better find a bunker. All right? I'm telling you now, you better invest in a bunker. Because the Lord is coming to destroy all you Edomites. If he sees you, if he's in the sky, you're nearby, the chariot's going to burn you up, man. I'm going to tell you that for free. All right? Go ahead.
It says, I've trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury,
Nope.
and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
So the Lord's coming to kill, man. He's coming to shed a lot of blood. Why? Because of the wickedness, man. The retribution, man. Go ahead.
And I will stain all my raiment.
That's right.
For the day of vengeance is in mine heart.
The day of they're mad about us. Slavery, get over it. The Lord is still thinking about 2,000 years ago, man. You don't think he's thinking about slavery that happened to his people just less than 100 years ago, man? The lynchings that were after slavery, the redlining, the oppression, the Jim Crow laws, man. You don't think the Lord's thinking about all that? All of that has to be judged, man. Go ahead.
And I will stay, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart.
That's right.
And the year of my redeemed is come.
Yep.
And I looked, and there was none to help. And I wondered that there was none to uphold.
Right, because the Lord don't need no help, man. He don't need help. All right? He's going to go execute the judgment on his own, man. He don't need no help. All right? He's coming with great power, man. And all that pride is going to be brought. They're going to be looking at the floor, man. All right? Bring it out. Bring it
The
out.
book of James chapter 2 and verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that has showed no mercy.
And they didn't show no mercy to our people, man. All right? The so-called Negroes, all right? The so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, they didn't have no mercy on us, man. You see that? So the Lord said there's going to be no mercy to them that show no mercy. Right? When you feed babies to alligators, that's not mercy. When you chop off people's hands because they don't fit a quota, that's not mercy. And their noses and shit like that. That's not mercy. All right? So the Lord said to you Edomites, there ain't going to be no mercy. That's right. Very simple. Read that again, man.
Kind.
But these Edomites are so privileged, they feel so entitled. Ah, well, why? Why do I gotta pay? Well, you gotta pay because the Lord said you gotta pay. That's why. All right? And you can't reverse it either. You can't cry your way out of it either. Well, your forefather Esau tried that. It didn't work, man. Go ahead.
For he shall have judgment without mercy, that has showed no mercy.
So the judgment's gonna be without mercy. Get me Ezekiel 9 and 4. All right? Give me Ezekiel 9 and 4. What you got?
Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind,
Yep.
to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Right, and render his anger with fury, man. He's mad, man. He ain't happy. He's seen what was done to his people. Get me that, you forward the affliction, man. He's seen what was done to his people. Not only what was done to him, what was done to his people. See, that's where you messed up. That's where you messed up real bad. All right? Go ahead.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord bleed with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
So the Lord's going to put a lot of people to death, man. All right? Starting with you Edomites. All right? Go ahead.
Zechariah 1:15.
No, buddy, no videos, buddy. No videos, my friend. No videos. Thank you, man. Go ahead.
Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen
Yep.
that are at ease.
The heathen, that deals with all these nations, but especially these Edomites. Go ahead.
For I was but a little displeased, and they helped for the affliction.
There's a little bit more in there. That's it. Okay, so what? They helped forward the affliction by how? By oppressing his people, man. They done went overboard, man. Okay? He had no pity upon the young. The scriptures speak about they had no pity upon the young or show favor to the old, man. You see that? So Esau has to pay for that, man. Yeah, you Edomites got to pay. You know that. You know you got to pay, right? You know, according to the Bible, you have to pay, right? It's only fair, right? It's only fair, bro. All right? Go ahead.
This is Revelation 13:9. He that hath an ear, if any man have an ear, let him hear.
Yep.
He that leadeth into captivity
What's captivity? Slavery. He that leadeth into slavery, go ahead,
shall go into captivity.
shall go into slavery. It's very simple. It's a tit for tat thing. All right? Go ahead.
He that killeth with the sword
Right.
must be killed with the
And
sword.
they killed us with the sword. Killed our babies with the sword, children, pregnant women. All right? But now they're philanthropists, man. Now they're running around the earth, policing the earth. That's a joke, okay? And the Lord's going to pay them back for that, man. You see, at least he had enough common sense to see he has to pay, man. All right? Go ahead. If he's an Edomite, go ahead.
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's the patience of the saint. So the true saints, they talk about Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa wasn't a saint. She was an Edomite, okay? The true saints are the Israelites, all right? And they're patiently waiting, mainly the Israel of God. They're patiently waiting for the deliverance and the judgment and retribution on our enemies, man. All right? They ain't looking to hold hand in hand like, what's that demon's name? Martin Luther King, man. I see white kids, but that's stupid. That dude was a sellout, man. That's why he got clipped. That's why the Lord clipped his ass, man. All right? By these Edomites, man. Okay? Why? Because he was a sellout, man. And he knew it. Even at the end, he admitted it, man. That's why they took his ass out. He said, I felt like I led my people to a burning building, which he did. That's why the abortion rate is so damn high amongst you Negroes, man. That's why there's so much people and living in single-parent households, man. Because of you integrating with the devil, man. Go ahead, man. Bring it up.
Jeremiah 5:26. For among my people are found wicked men.
Yep. And Martin Luther King is one of those wicked-ass men, all right? With a damn perverse of belief. Talking about letting a little girl go to a restaurant while she gets spit on and shit. What's up with this guy? That's a demon because he was set up by the elites, man. Go ahead.
They lay wait as he that set snares. They set a trap. They catch men.
Right, because they want you Negroes to be in that weak-ass, docile state, man. And a lot of you jakes are in that weak, docile state, man. But the Lord said he's going to rouse us back up and put that vigoration back in us, man. As a young lion, man. Get me that. Bring that out, bro. Let's go. Let's go, man. Get me that. Judah's the lion's whelp. Because Judah's the head tribe of Israel, man. Which are the so-called African Americans. All right? And the kingdom of Judah deals with the so-called Haitians and so-called West Indians, man. The Caribbean people. Okay? So guess what? We're going to get roused up again. And then the rest of the tribes, the Latin tribes, are going to follow suit with their brethren, man. All right? Go ahead, man.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 49, and verse 8.
That's right.
Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Yep.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies, thy father's children.
So guess what? Judah's hand is going to be on the neck of our enemies, man. What does that mean? That means we're going to take down these devils. All right? Starting with our Lord Yahweh Shai. But even before that, the Lord's going to put a special spirit in Judah, man.
That's right.
And these people are going to be scared, man. They ain't going to be messing up their own neighborhoods at a certain point. They're going to go to you Edomites neighborhoods, man, and see what it's really about. And the Lord's going to put a spirit, an actual spirit on them of vengeance, man. All right? Listen, man. There's almost so much that can be done to a people before there's a judgment, a retribution, man. How much more the Lord's chosen people, which is us. Go ahead, man.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Right.
Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down and couched as a lion. And as an old lion, who shall rouse him up?
Right now he's as an old lion. All right? He's not roused up against the prey, which is the enemy, which are these Edomites. All right? He ain't roused up. Judah's trying to, we shall overcome. Ring with the sign, we shall overcome. In that weak-ass spirit, man. All right? But the Lord's going to put a spirit of vengeance on Jake, man. All right? Where they're going to actually rise up for real, man. You see that? But that's not how they're going to be delivered. They're going to be delivered through Yahweh Shai. He's just going to put that spirit in them. See, because Yahweh Shai is coming with spiritual power. See, Yahweh Shai, his power, all the technology they have can't deal with his power. They're trying to set up to deal with his power now with their Space Force. They can't deal with the Lord's power, man. What do you think they have a Space Force for, man? Why did they shut off the NASA feed recently, man? Because they saw the chariots of Yahweh Shai, man. They had the chariots of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. That's right. All right? And you can't stop this, man. You can't stop this. All right? Can't stop, won't stop. Best believe it. Go ahead, bring it up.
Isaiah 47 and verse 3.
Yep.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered,
Yep.
yea, thy shame shall be
Whose
seen.
shame shall be seen? You Edomites in America, your head city. Your shame is being seen. The hypocrisy is being revealed, man. All right? Every day you go on TikTok and someone's revealing the hypocrisy of these devils, man. They got some nerve, man. They got some actual effing nerve, man. Go ahead, man.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Go ahead. That's because the Lord's coming as an angelic power. Give me 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, and verse 1.
That's right.
And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night.
Yep.
And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof.
This is going to be the future. All right? Y'all better listen up. This is going to be your future, man. All right? Go ahead.
And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven.
That's Yahweh Shai. He's going to wax strong. And ain't going to be with no push-ups, man. All right? He's coming with actual spiritual power, man. These Edomites don't understand spiritual power, man. Because they're carnal people. Go ahead.
And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Yep.
And wheresoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice.
They're going to tremble when they see the Lord, man. Even with their guns and their tanks and their missiles, they're going to tremble, man. Go ahead.
Like as the earth felleth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, out of number, from the four winds of the heaven.
That's those armies that's going to gather against the Lord, which is a so-called black man, by the way, with white woolly hair, man. He's coming back to take down our enemies, man. Go ahead.
To subdue the man that came out of the sea.
To subdue the man that came out of the sea. Well, who's that? That's speaking about the Lord, man. He's not actually going to come out the sea. This is just what he was seeing in the vision. Go ahead.
But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereon the hill was graven, and I could not.
Right.
And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight.
So all these tough guy Edomites and these other nations, they're going to be scared. But all their armies going to gather together against the Lord. All right? Go ahead. Keep on. Give me the war in heaven. Go ahead.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came,
Yep.
he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword.
Right. So you have to visualize this. He's not that he's going to be looking at them, shooting at him. All right. The fighter jets coming at him. He's just going to watch them, and it's not going to affect him. It's going to be non-effective, man. Go ahead.
Nor any instrument of war.
Yep.
But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath.
Then he's going to send out that blast of fire. Go ahead.
And out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests.
Yep.
And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest.
Yep.
And fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to
And
fight.
it's going to fall with violence upon the armies that are going to fight against our Lord, man. All right? It's going to fall with violence upon them, man. It's going to hit them hard. Go ahead.
And burned them up every one, so that upon the sudden of innumerable multitude nothing was to be
So an
perceived.
innumerable multitude, could have been 100,000, could have been millions. There's going to be World War III coming, all right? That's in the Bible prophecy, all right? So you guys better be ready for that, all right? It's going to be a draft and all that, all right? But guess what? All that army's going to get burnt up, man. Go ahead. People read that
It
again.
says-
that part right there. Go ahead, man.
And burnt, it says, and the great tempest,
Yep.
and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight,
Yep.
and burned them up,
And burn every one of them up, man. Go ahead.
burned them up every one,
Yep.
so that upon the sudden of innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of
So
smoke.
they're going to turn to dust, literally, man. That's the power we're dealing with. That's our power, man.
Right.
He's all they got is guns and you know what I mean? And tanks, carnal shit. We got the real stuff, man. The spiritual power. The left hand could never beat the right hand. You understand that? So you Edomites got a lot to fear, man. All right? Go ahead,
When I
man.
saw this, I was afraid. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8.
Yeah.
Therefore, wait ye upon me, said the Lord,
Right.
until the day that I rise up to the prey.
Wait ye upon me. Wait ye upon who? Wait ye upon Yahweh Shai. Until he rise up to the prey. You see that? So we're not coming up with no starting a militia. No. The Lord is going to be our militia. He's going to be our army, man.
That's right.
He's going to take them down. You see that? Go ahead.
For my determination is to gather the nations,
That's right.
that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation.
Why is he pouring the indignation on these other nations? Because first of all, what they did to his people, which is us, man. Secondly, all the wickedness that's going on in the earth, man. You see that? So that indignation is going to be poured upon them, man. You see? Go ahead.
Even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Right, all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of his jealousy, man. You see that? So listen, man, the Lord is going to burn these people up, man. So that's the power we're dealing with. Give me the war in heaven real quick, man. Oh, I'm coming down in a second.
Revelation 12 and verse 7.
Yep.
And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought with his angels,
Yep.
and prevailed not. Neither was their place any more found in heaven.
Right, that's speaking about in World War III when the Lord comes back, they're going to try to fight against him. And we just read what's going to happen. They're going to get burnt up, man. You see that? That's why no place is going to be found for them anymore. You see that? So listen, man, you devils, there's no way you can win. All right? You turn left, he got you. You turn right, he got you, man. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world.
Well, that Bruce is speaking about the Edomites because we read about he was loose for a little season. All right? And what did he do? He went to deceive. Okay? So you Edomites, that's you, the man of sin. All right? And you Israelites that tied yourself to this system, those of our people that tie yourself to this man in this system, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? You're going to end up taking the mark of the beast, which is that microchip. Then you're going to be destroyed. Then the Lord's going to have a spiritual target on your back. You get it? Go ahead.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
That's it. What you got? What?
This is Proverbs 6:34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance.
That's it. And the Lord is not going to spare, man. The Lord's not going to spare unless you're the elect. You see that? Either you're going to be delivered or you're going to be destroyed. There's only two options. And the majority of our people are going to be destroyed. Okay? You see that? Because we need an ethnic cleansing, man. All this wickedness going on, man. All this foul, this abominations our people are doing, man. Following after Esau and these other nations. You gotta be judged for that, man. Go ahead, what you got, bro?
Well, guys,
Oh, you got something? Go ahead, bring it up, man.
Isaiah chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
And that's what he's gonna do. He's gonna render his anger, man. He's angry, man. All right? It says the day of vengeance burneth in his heart, man. Right? Because he's still thinking about what was done to him, man. 2,000 years ago, man. And he's thinking about what was done to his people. You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh,
Right.
and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
So the Lord's not coming to play with you people, man. He's coming to bring judgment. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 42.
And like I said, the ones of our people that don't want to get with this program, they're going to perish too. They're going to die with the devil. You see that? He's not going to deliver you just because you're an Israelite. All right? He's going to deliver those that are following him, man. Go ahead.
Isaiah 42 and verse 13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war.
That's it.
He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have long time holding my peace.
Yep.
I have been still. I refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman.
He's going to cry like a woman in labor, man. He's going to come with that scream, man. All right? He's going to come and bring vengeance, man. You got to picture this in your mind. This is what the Lord's going to come back with. All right? And it's not the guy, the white guy with the hair all the way down. That's not the Lord, man. All right? The Lord is a so-called black man with white woolly hair. The description is in Revelations, in Daniel 7 and Daniel 10, man. All right? Go ahead.
I will destroy and devour at once. I will make waste mountain and hills and dry up all the herbs.
Man, that don't sound like he's coming with peace. That sounds like he's coming with vengeance, man.
That's right.
Drying up, he's going to destroy the mountains. All right? Go ahead.
And dry up all the herbs. I will make the rivers islands. I will dry up the pools.
That's it. All right? So when the Lord comes back, he's coming with that vengeance. What you got?
Zephaniah 1 and 2. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, said the Lord. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven and the fishes of the sea and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, said the Lord.
That's it. All right? So listen, man, they think the Lord's something to play with. The scripture says he's an austere man. What does austere mean? What does that mean? That means a very mean, a type of mean, rude, straightforward, very masculine, man. He wasn't no, like how they paint the average Christian today, man. Weak, man. Go ahead, man.
I will also stretch out my hand upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place.
Yep.
And the name of the Shemarims with the priests.
That's it.
And them that worship the host of heaven upon the housetops. And them that worship and that swear by the Lord and that swear by Malcolm.
That's it.
And them that return back from the Lord, and those that have not sought the Lord, nor inquired for him.
So any of our people following after these different philosophies, right, which is like you following after different gods any damn way, is going to be destroyed. All right? If you're okay with what they're doing, guess what? You're partakers with it.
That's right.
I don't have no problem with the alphabet community. Well, you might as well be an alphabet, because the Lord's going to destroy you any damn way. All right? Go ahead.
So, this is Proverbs 17 and 15. He that justified the wicked, and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to the Lord.
And then they might speak against us. Well, guess what? You're condemned. The Lord doesn't even if you speak in your mind, the Lord condemns you, man. Because there's angels watching you, man. Don't you know there's angels who can read your mind? And that's a judgment for you, man. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 31 and verse 3. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together.
That's it. So Esau can't help you in that time. All right? He can't help you in that time because the spiritual tower is stronger than the carnal, man. Bring that up.
All right, it's the book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Like I told you, Edomites, man. When you see the chariots, you better run and hide, man. All right? Because you know it's not coming for your good. All right? It's not coming for your good. I'll tell you that for free. All right? Like the brother Rokoya Pump says, I'll tell you that for free. All right? But
It's the book of Habakkuk chapter 3 and verse 8. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thy horse and thy chariots of salvation?
right, if you ride upon your horse and your chariots of salvation. All right? He said was he displeased at the rivers. The way he's going to cook is going to be destroyed. You're on the side? All right? The way he's going to cook, he's going to be like he's mad at the sea. All right? Go ahead. So like that was it? All right. Go ahead.
Zephaniah 1 and 7. Hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord, Yahweh. For the day of the Lord is at hand. For the Lord hath prepared a sacrifice. He hath bid his guests. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such that are clothed in strange apparel.
That's it. So anyone who's not understanding they're Israelites and follow after the Israelite way, right, of our people, they're going to be destroyed. Right? The heathen don't have a chance anyway. But if you're an Israelite, if you're on this side, okay, then guess what? You have a chance at salvation. But only the elect is going to come into this thing.
This is Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
That's right. All the sinners of my people, all the Israelites, man. If they don't get right, they're going to die by whatever means the Lord has set up for you, man. Right?
Which say, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
That's it.
This is Romans 11 and verse 7. But then Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right, so the majority of the Israelites are blinded, man. Only the elect has obtained this truth, this knowledge. Okay? The rest were blinded. Right? They don't know what's going on. They're still in la la land. They're walking around like everything's all good. Like it's going to continue. They're thinking about 2034. You know? They're thinking about, oh, the house they're going to get. They're not thinking about the food shortage on the way. They're not thinking about the food shortage. They're not thinking about the diesel shortage, how it's going to affect their life. All right? What?
This is Jeremiah 5 and verse 12. They have belied the Lord and said, it is not he, neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine, and the prophet shall become wind, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them.
That's it. Because when the prophets are taken out of the way, right, that's the end for you. That's it. All right, that's the beginning of the great judgment. All right. See, right now we're at the beginning of judgment, the beginning of sorrows. But when it starts to get to a climax, it's when you don't see us out there. What?
The book of Amos 5 and 13. Therefore, the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time.
The prudent shall keep silence. Who's the prudent? The prophets, man. We're going to keep silence. You know what? We're not going to prophesy anymore. That's going to be a thing of the past. All right? Give me Amos 8, 11. Yeah, he's got something else.
This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 21 and verse Ezekiel 21 and 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus says the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make the sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth?
Right. The sword is sharpened, meaning what? The elites are preparing to move. Right? And the Lord is using them to bring in judgment. Okay? Does that mean you should make mirth? Does that mean you should be in a kiddie laughing, smiling game all day? No, you need to be in a serious mind state. All right? If you have wisdom, if you have knowledge. All right? What?
Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, it is sharpened, furbished, to give it into the hand of the slayer.
Right, who's the slayer? The Edomites. Alright? So the Lord has that prepared so that the Edomites can execute judgment. Alright?
It's Revelation 12 and 12. Behold, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knows that he had but a short time.
Right. The devil knows he has but a short time. He knows his time is almost up. So he's trying to establish his NWO. Okay? But he's not going to succeed. Right? He's going to get fired, but the Lord's going to put an end to it. Right? Read on.
Amos 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, said the Lord power.
Tell me if you brothers can hear me on the comment boards. Put a comment
The
if you
days
can hear the
come, said
comment.
the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, they shall not find it.
Right. They shall run to and fro to seek the words of the Lord. They shall not find it. Right? What?
Matthew 24 and 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, and marrying, and given in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
That's it. Alright? So that's it. Because now they're playing games, they're all lackadaisical, right? Because nothing is really happening on a high level. It seems like things are going back to normal. It's not going back to normal. Right? The Lord is going to bring a judgment. Right? But when they shall say peace, the Lord bring it up.
This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
That's it. They shall not escape. They're not going to be able to escape. Right? Right?
Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. Thou shalt rain it upon him while he is eating.
That's it. That's it, man. All right? So it speaks to you.
This is Job 5 and verse 14. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
How's he doing that? Ultimately by revealing the intents, the purposes of Esau, Edom to the prophets, so that we can declare to the people to get prepared for the time coming. Right? And that's how they're being disappointed. So that's why
He taketh the wise in their own crafty.
that's why he's being hesitant with his maneuvers. Right? Should we go left? Should we go right? Should we put on the mask? Should we remove the mask? Right?
No. We're going to move this way. He's going to move in like 30 minutes. We're going to move closer to that side. Right? Closer to that side. Makes sense. Yes. We're looking at that. You know what? Right? Move this way. Move this way.
Job 5 and verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Right, the crafty represents the elites. All right, the Edomite elites. Okay, they're not going to be able to finish their new world order that they're trying to set up. All right, why? Because the Lord is going to put an end to it. Maybe that when the enemy shall come in like a flood. All right? Especially, it's going to really start. The Lord's really going to make a move when they start to come with his prophets, man. That's when the Lord's really going to ramp things up. Okay?
This is Isaiah 59 and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and the glory from the rising of the sun.
Right.
When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against
That's
him.
speaking about the Edomites and the troops. Okay? When the troops come in like a flood, they come in against anyone who's not compliant to the system. All right? That's when the Lord is going to make a move. All right? Go ahead. Sit on that. Give me Revelation 13. All right? 15.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, and verse 15. And it reads, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right, so you have to work, you're going to have to bow down to the system, in other words. The image of the beast represents the system. And if you don't, you're liable to get put to death in the times to come. Right? They already legalized things behind closed doors like guillotines and things like that without the knowledge of the public. See? You people have no clue because you're just working, running through the rat race. You're not watching. What?
It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
That mark is speaking about the RFID chip, which you're going to offer to all these people out there. They're gonna give it to you just like they gave you the juice. All right, they're gonna say, oh, it's good for you. You won't lose your children. All right, but then it's gonna be mandatory. All right, and that's all biblical prophecy. All right, go ahead.
So that free, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Right. So if you don't have that mark, that mark of the beast, that RFID chip, you're not gonna be able to buy or sell. Because guess what's going to be on that? Your ID, all right, your social security, all right, your medical information, so on and so forth. That's what these Edomites are getting ready to do. Why? Because he's the man of sin, all right? That's what he was prophesied to do, all right? Go ahead. Give me 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols.
Meaning what? They're gonna put you in these different camps, man. All right? They're gonna put you in these prisons, all right, or the concentration camps. See? For what? For going against what the state, all right? Going against the government. You see that? Okay.
And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach, and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Right, because we know they're going to come after us, because we're preaching 100% truth. All right? So they know they don't want people like us in the New World Order, because we're coming with the truth. All right? See? So we know that they're going to come in against those that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But the Lord's going to come in against them. All right?
They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Right, they're going to be like madmen. In other words, these armaments are not going to have any mercy. Right? It's going to be shooting, killing, putting you in a concentration camp. They don't care. They're not going to care. All right?
This is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
Right, those concentration camps. Some of them, you're going to be cast into them prisons if you don't comply, man. Go ahead. And even if you do comply, some of them are going to get cast into them prisons any damn way. Right. Go ahead.
That ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Right, so the elect is going to be faithful unto death, and the Lord is going to reward us with a crown of life. You see that? We're not gonna stop and slow down or sell out. All right? There's nothing they can offer us to sell out, man. They don't have enough to offer us, man. Right?
This is Matthew 24 and verse 24. For thou shalt arise false anointings and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that, if were possible, shall deceive the very elect.
Right, but it's not possible to deceive the elect. They're going to deceive the majority of these people, but the elect is not going to be deceived. Okay? And a lot of these people are going to take that mark. They're going to take that RFID chip that they're going to offer them, right? All right, which is the mark of the beast. Because they're going to have no choice. What are they going to do? They're going to squeeze out the food. Soon there's going to be a famine out here, all right? And all that pride is going to be put out the window, right? Oh, there's already a shortage on baby milk or whatever that shit is. Which all you have a damn breast for a reason, man. What's wrong with these hoes are so stupid? That's why, it's a blessing not to have no baby damn bitches out here. You must call it straight. They're complaining about a shortage of breast baby formula when you got breast with milk in it, man. All you gotta do is eat right. It's gonna formulate the milk. I mean, these women are women of Bilal. I mean, they're useless. What, man? Bring it up. Bring it up.
Second Ezra 16.
Right. And the Lord's gonna kill you. The Lord's gonna kill you. The Lord's gonna put you to death. You and your family. The Lord's gonna put you to death. You and your family. Go ahead.
Second Ezra 16 and 69.
Yep.
And they that consented unto them shall be had in derision.
Right. They that consent to them shall be had in derision. All right. So when you consent to this devil, guess what? Eventually you're gonna lose. All right. Because what he's gonna do is gonna offer you an RFID chip. You know about the mark of the beast in the Revelation 13th chapter? You know what it is? No. Okay. Good. That's good. That's a homework. That's a right answer. This is the mark of the beast according to Revelation 13th chapter. All right. This is what they're gonna offer. Okay. They're gonna force the people to take it. All right. If you don't take it, you're gonna be put in concentration camps, or you're gonna be put to death. That's the first thing that's coming. All right. So that's what's gonna happen. So we gotta turn back to the Lord because you're Israel. Okay. You're the son of God. Turn back to Heavenly Father. All right. See what I'm saying, though? You're an Israelite, brother. All right. Remember that. Don't forget that. Okay. Go ahead.
Second Ezra 16 and 69.
Yep.
And they that consented unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot.
Right, they're going to be trapped. In other words, just like when they took the Jews, they kept changing the narrative. Well, soon they're going to change the narrative for them. All right? And they're going to keep playing with it. All right? But ultimately, the Lord is going to bring a curse on them. Get me that in the previous one. All right? And get me Revelation 14th chapter.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 16, and verse 2.
Yep.
And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the man which had the mark of the beast.
Right, so when you take that mark, the Lord's going to make, and the word, the sore is a cancer. They're going to all get a cancer either in their hand or their forehead or both. All right? And it's going to be bad. All right? When they take that, it's going to start messing with their body on a high level. All right? And they're going to be messed up, man. Very messed up. Okay? But guess what? They ain't going to have no choice because Yahweh Shai ain't dealing with it. All right? Go ahead.
And upon them which worshipped his image.
Yep. Upon them that worship his image, man. So if you worship his image, the Lord's going to take you up, man. All right? If you take his mark, the Lord's going to take you up. We got Revelation 14.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14, and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead, or in his hand,
right,
the same shall drink.
And that mark, like we mentioned, is that RFID chip they're going to offer the people. And that's
right.
The mark of the beast. And they're going to make it mandatory too. All right? So all you guys that are playing games, running lackadaisical, all right? Not really taking things serious, all right? The Lord, it's going to happen. All right? And the ones that are the elect, all right, are going to be delivered and stay away from that. But those are the 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. All right? Go ahead.
It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
That's it. Tormented with fire and brimstone. See that? The Lord ain't playing with you. The Lord's about to put a lot of people to death even before the Lord, even before he comes back.
That's right.
All right? Go ahead.
It says, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
That's it. All right? So you ain't supposed to be taking that mark. All All right? The Israelites. The heathen, they do what they want to do. All right? But the Israelites, you take that, you're doing with the heathen. Okay? Got something?
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
That's it. All right? The hour of temptation. The main temptation is going to be that mark. All right? Because when that famine comes, they're going to know. All right? When that famine comes, they're going to know what's up. All that pride is going to be washed. Let's get some scriptures dealing with the famine. But these people don't understand, man. They could go to McDonald's, which is not even food. That's garbage. All right? But they could go to these different places, get a smoothie, get a latte. You know what I'm saying to you? And they're living lackadaisical. But when that time comes, boy, they're gonna go from that high horse to like underneath the ground, man. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ezekiel,
And it's coming real soon. Go ahead.
chapter 4, verse 16.
Yeah.
Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight.
Right, and Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the true Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
All right? Go ahead.
And they shall eat bread by weight and with care.
Yep.
And they shall drink water by measure
Yep.
and with astonishment.
That's it. Meaning what? They're going to have to measure their food. There's not going to be seconds in the times to come. Oh, I want to get seconds. I want another piece of bread. Yo, your family members might kill you if you take another piece of bread, man. That's the time we're coming to. All right? There's going to be a shortage of food, a shortage of water, man. Go ahead.
It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 16. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you.
Jump to 8, right? Which shall be for their destruction, man. That's going up or down? That's going down. Okay, just keep reading that. Read that first, and then if there's no more, then jump to 8, right?
God, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread.
So that's what I'm saying. A famine is coming here, man. They don't see it, man. Soon they ain't gonna be able to go into the stores and get no food, man. All right? They're gonna have to. They're gonna be, oh my God, where am I going? They always go to the corner store, it's empty. Go to the grocery store, it's empty, man. All right? Guess what? We're gonna eat. The God's are gonna eat, man. Let me Isaiah 65, bro. Go ahead, bring it up, man.
Verse 17. So will I send upon you famine and evil,
Yep.
beasts, and they shall be grieve thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee.
Right.
And I will bring the sword upon thee, and I, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, have spoken it.
That's it. All right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai has spoken it, man. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to come to pass regardless. They can't stop it. See, there's one thing they can't stop, and that's prophecy, man. All the games they play, you can't stop prophecy. That's the one thing you can't stop. That's right. All right? Now jump to 8. Jump to 8.
Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 8. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, power, behold, I, even I, am against thee, and will execute judgments in the midst of thee in the sight of
Who's
the
against?
evil.
All the people that are not with him. All right? The majority of these, listen, man, 90% of the people, 99% of the people on the earth ain't with the Lord, man. Ain't with Yahweh. You see that? You see, like them dumb bimbos, they're not with the Lord, man. Which I don't even know if they're Israelites or not, but they're not with the Lord, man. They look like push-up people. All right? What you got, bro?
Lamentations 4 and 9. They that be slain of
Hold on. Read that. Finish that out.
And will execute judgments in the midst of thee in the sight of the nations.
Right.
And I will do and with thee that which I have not done.
Right.
And whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of all thine abominations.
Daniel's 12th chapter. That's it, because it's going to be like a time that's never been on the earth. All right? It's going to be the greatest judgment that's ever been. Worse than the flood, worse than Masada, worse than slavery, right? The transatlantic slave trade. This is the judgment that the Lord is bringing. Right? The worst way to die is to starve to death. And that's what the majority of these people you see, they're going to starve to death. All right? If they don't starve to death, they're going to die of other means. All right? There's other judgments prepared for them. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 10, therefore the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of thee.
Therefore the father shall eat the sons. I mean, what would make a father or mother eat their son or daughter? That's extreme hunger, man. And that happened to our people in 70 AD already. It's going to happen again. All right? See, these people don't realize when they see the stores is full now, it's getting emptier. And soon there ain't going to be nothing in there, man.
That's right.
And guess what? We're going to be good because the Lord is going to be with his men.
That's right.
And that's going to be our time to shine. That's going to be our time to laugh at you people, man. You see that? Go ahead.
And the sons shall eat their fathers.
Woo! Shit, go ahead.
And I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds.
And that's what's going to happen, man. That's going to happen because that's biblical prophecy. You can't stop biblical prophecy. What you got, bro? You got something? Bring it out. Bring it out.
This is Daniel 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people.
Yeah.
And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time.
So there's going to be a time of trouble that was worse than any time that's ever been in history. All right? That's coming. Go ahead.
And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
That's right. All right? So give me Jeremiah 30 and 7. All right? Give me Jeremiah 30 and 7. All right?
This is Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Right, the people on this sign is Jacob, right? The 12 tribes. You see that? So the majority of them are going to be destroyed. But the ones that's going to be delivered is the elect.
I don't agree with that.
All right?
Completely.
Say what?
Oh, yeah.
Say what? Say what? Why don't you speak up? Be a man. Go ahead. Look, read.
This is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 22. Verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good. So
take your time.
2nd Ezra 16 and verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Right. So now you can go buy meat. You know, and it's kind of a you can buy it. You know what I'm saying? It's high now, but it's still affordable where you can buy it. Okay, and you can eat and whatever. So they think that they can think themselves to be in good case. Right? See? But now things are starting to go up now. So it's starting to go away. Right?
And even then shall evils grow upon the earth.
Right.
Sword, famine, and great confusion.
Right. You might have the money to do certain things, but guess what? There's going to be so much hell on the earth. Right? It's not. The earth is not going to be as enjoyable. Okay. So even if you have the money, but then soon the money's not going to be worth anything. Okay, because they're coming in with a totally new system. All right.
Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine,
Yep.
and the other that escape the hunger shall fall by the sword.
They met them.
Shall the
So guess what? A famine is coming, like we told you, man. We've been telling you. All right. We told you lockdowns were coming before the lockdowns came. All right. We told you that before the C-19 came about. Why? Because it's biblical prophecy, man. All right. Bring it out.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into his house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him.
That's it, because there's no escape. The judgment that's getting ready to come on the earth, there's not going to be any escape. All right? These people are gonna be in a pitiful case, man, because the Lord is not going to be with them. He's only with his elect who are pushing this gospel, man, who understand this gospel. All right? Go ahead.
Shall not the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it?
That's it. That's it. That's something.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
That's it. Oh yeah, right. Full storehouse. You might go to IGA, Metro, and you won't find no food in there, man. All right? You'll be looking for food, ain't gonna be no food. All right? Because the Lord is gonna bring that famine in. All right, go ahead.
2nd Ezra 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear.
Yep.
The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendments.
That's it. All right? What you got?
This is 2 Ezra 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
That's right. All these people, they're full of pride, man. They're full of arrogance, the majority of these people, man. See that? You understand? So the Lord is going to judge them for that, man. You know? They even speak against the Lord. You know? Who is the Lord so that we shall serve him? That's their mindset. Okay? You got something about it?
Lamentation 4 and 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these find a way, stricken through for want of the fruit of the field.
That's it. So they that are better, if there's any way it's better than dying in my family, because that's a slow, painful death. All right? That's a slow, painful, agonizing death. Well, a lot of these people are going to die that way. All right? Because the Lord is bringing in the family. And that's good for you, because we've been telling you about that. We've been telling you for years, man. We're saying a famine is coming. World War III is coming. All right? The elites are gonna make a move to bring in their new world order. We've been telling you that for years, man. And that's good. All right? Me, myself, I've been out here for 5 years telling you idiots that, man. Go ahead.
The hands of the pitiful woman have sought in their own children.
Woo. Shit. That happened in 70 AD, man. All right? They're actually boiling their children, man. And that's going to come again. A lot of these women, they got children walking around. A lot of them are going to end up eating their children for lack of food. Because that's the time we're coming to, man. These single mothers out here, they ain't going to get no money. They ain't going to get no food. All right? Because guess what? Chivalry ain't going to be alive in the time of great tribulation, man. That's already dead now. So how much more in the time of tribulation? Okay, your ass can only get you so far. Your breast can only get you so far. There's going to be a time where all that ain't going to mean nothing. Because that's vain. Really, a woman's looks, that's vain, man. Most of them chicks that look good, they're filthy, man. Going to Dubai, sleeping with a camel, man. They're filthy. All kind of diseases. All right? Go ahead, man.
They were their meat in
but they're the most proud, too. That's another thing. Go ahead.
They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people.
Right. Right.
This is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled.
Right. Because of what? Their pride. All right. Which goes into what? The arrogant. Their arrogance. Right. Go ahead.
Their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Because of the lack of...
a man is not going to have any pity upon his neighbor. He's not going to regard human life in the times to come. All right? See, the average person that you see, they're going to be they're going to be looking to kill you. That's the time we're coming to. If you're not covered by Yahweh Shai, the bloody Yahweh Shai, you're done. And his name is not Jesus, man. You're covered by the blood of Jesus, you're done. All right? His name is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
This is Isaiah 13 and 11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
Right, all the proud people you see, that's going to cease. See, when things start to get serious, man, when hell starts to come on the earth, all right, that's when they're going to see. Right? That's what they're going to see. That's what they're going to humble down, man. Oh, that people shall be willing to live. I want that one too. Keep going.
It says, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Right, which is the Edomites. Got it?
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 110 and verse 3. It reads, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power.
That's it.
In the beauties of holiness, from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth.
And people shall be willing in the day of thy power, man. You see that? So when they see the power that's going to be on the elect, that's when they're going to want to get right. When it's going to be too late. You see that? But even before that, the Heavenly Father is going to bless certain men with spiritual power. You see that? Okay, so these people are going to see a lot of things in the near future that's going to defy what they call reality. All right? What you got? Go ahead, bring it out.
Psalms 92, Psalms 91 and 8. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling.
That's it. Right? All right, so the Lord's going to be with his men. Oh, give me Isaiah 65 and 12.
It's the book Isaiah 65 and verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes,
Right.
and did choose that wherein I delighted not.
Right. So you weren't following the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You're doing your own thing. That's why the Lord is not going to be with you. Go ahead, keep going.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty.
That's it. So we're going to be drinking and eating in that day, man. Right? You know, they're going to be starving out. We're going to be looking at them, eating bread or whatever the case is, because the Lord's going to have a hedge over his men. All right? But the ones that are of the 2/3, the ones that ain't right, they're not going to have no hedge. So they're just going to perish in that time. What?
But ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit.
That's it. And they're going to be ashamed. Oh, even before they're going to be ashamed, man. Before the Lord comes back in the destruction of America, even before that, give me second Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Right? Because when they see that nothing is touching the elect, they're going to be like, what's going on, man? But they're going to remember, they say, oh, those were the guys that were out there on the street corners, man. All right? They'll be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? They were the men of the Lord. Give me that. It's the book of
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him,
which is what we're doing. We're standing in great boldness. Go ahead.
and make no account of his labors.
Yeah.
When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear,
Right. And these Edomites are in fear of seeing this, man. Go ahead.
and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for.
Right. It's good. Right. Keep going.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom it has sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor.
Right, because they thought the Israelites were just going to stay in that low condition forever. But guess what? The Lord is raising up the elect. All right? You see that? Go ahead.
How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai?
Right.
And his lot is among the saints.
Right. His lot is among the saints. All right? And who are the saints? Saints are the Israelites. All right? Brother, look at that. Look at the scripture he's putting up and get the scripture. Go ahead.
This is Hosea 1 and verse 9. Then said the Most...
It's okay, I want to check that scripture that the brother posted, see if it's relevant.
Then said the Most High, call his name Lo Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be
Just
as...
get it on yours. Once you see it, just get it on yours. Get it on in your book. Once you see it, it's right there.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
That's it. All right. So in all these lands that we were put to shame, here we got the lands that were put to shame shall be fulfilled. All right. So the Lord is going to raise up the elect out of these lands. So before the Lord comes back, they're going to know that we're the Israelites. They're going to know who His people are, man. Who His sons are. Okay.
Ezekiel.
Get another piece of right now. What?
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Right. So the chosen are who? The elect. Okay. Starting with the Israelites, starting with the elect. All right. Go ahead.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear ye, my beloved, said the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh Yahushai is your guide, and the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord.
That's it. Right?
Ezekiel 33 and verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet has been among them.
That's it. Everything that you see happening, it will come to pass. Matter of fact, start at 30.
Ezekiel 33 and verse 30. Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and at the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord.
Right, so they're coming up to hear, all right? But they're coming up, not without sincerity. They're not coming up with sincerity, man. All right, speaking about our people, the Israelites, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Go ahead.
And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do
But
them.
they're not gonna. Most of them are not gonna do it. Only the elect is gonna do the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, go ahead.
For with their mouth they show much love,
Yeah.
but their heart goeth after covetousness.
Yeah, but their heart does their own thing. Their mouth they talk a good game, but with their actions, it's not there. All right, go ahead.
And lo, there are unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. And they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them.
And then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. All right? That's when they're going to know. All right? When they see everything we're saying coming to pass, man. And the ones that's been following us for a while, they've been seeing it. Starting with the apostles and elders, man. Go ahead.
Zephaniah 3 and 19, behold, at that time I will undo. Zephaniah 3 and 19, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Well, that's it. That's what's coming for us, man. All right? Fame. You see? But we're not even looking for the fame. The Lord's going to give the fame. You see? But of course, we want a reward for the work too. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's, you know what I mean? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out what the Lord has stored in store. You see that?
Proverbs 1. It's the book of James, chapter 1, verse 21. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word which is able to save your souls. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only.
And that's the problem with our people. The majority of them ain't doing it. All right? They're hearing the words, but they're not doing it. They're not putting the action in. We tell you the laws of the scriptures, what the Heavenly Father wants. Keep a beard on your face. The dietary law. All right? The law of cleanliness, man. All right? Separating yourself from the heathen's ways. Right? Worshiping the high holy days, man. You see? But they're not doing that. They're doing their own thing. You see? That's why the Lord's going to bring that judgment. Go ahead.
But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only.
Not just talking a good game. You have to actually do it and change who you are, man. Because you're coming in, when you come into the truth, you come in with a demon on you, an unclean spirit. All right? And then when you get into the truth, and you get to the word, the right doctrine, all right? Then it leaves from you. Get me that with an unclean spirit. All right? It leaves from you, and then what? A clean spirit comes into you. All right? Go ahead, bring it up.
This is Matthew 12.
Okay, let me finish this off. Go ahead.
Deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
That's it. They straightway forget what manner of man he was, man. All right? You see that? Because now when you come here, this is like a mirror when you come up here. Because we're going to pull out the scriptures, pull out what you're supposed to be doing, and it's a mirror. That's why they don't like it, because they don't like what they see in the mirror. You see what I'm saying to you? You see? But we faced the mirror, and we came in and we changed. So now when we look in the mirror, we're good with what we see in the mirror. You see, Kanye can't look in the mirror. Kanye, that's why he always got them shades on. You see, the witches, they don't like mirrors in their house. I know for a fact. They don't put mirrors in their house. Why? Because first of all, they see demons in that. And secondly, they don't like what they see about themselves, man. Okay? That's that uncleanness, man. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 12 and verse 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man,
Yeah.
he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith,
Right, when does the unclean spirit leave? It leaves when you come into this truth, when you hear this word. All right? When you come into the truth, that's when the unclean spirit leaves. Go ahead.
Verse 44, then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out.
What was his house? The body, that person, that individual. Go ahead.
And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. And then he goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself.
So what? So in other words, if you come into the truth, the unclean spirit leaves. But if you go back into the world, that's what Paul said. When a man leaves, he's not fit to come back. All right. When you go back into the world, those 7 other unclean spirits come on. Go ahead. Read that part again.
Matthew 12 and verse 45. Then goeth he and taketh with himself seven other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there, and the last state of that man is worse than the first, even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation.
So the last state of him is worse than the first. You see that? So when you came in, you were messed up. But then when you leave and come back, when you come back and leave, then you're going to be even worse off, man. All right? That's what the importance is of staying in this truth, man. All right? You got a precept? Go ahead.
Second Peter.
You see yourself on the side, brother? You see yourself on the side, brother? You on the side? I'm looking right now. You're trying to look to see if you see yourself? All right. Go ahead.
2 Peter 2 and 22. But it is happened unto them according to this true proverb. The dog is turned to his own vomit again.
Right, because the things that you were doing in the world is likened unto vomit. All right, go ahead.
And the soul to that was washed to her wallowing in the mirror.
Right, that's it. Mire. Okay, that's it. A little bit more?
I guess. John 15 and 3. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you.
That's it. All right, you're clean. The word makes you clean. You see that? You know what becomes clean? Your spirit. All right. These people, they all got an unclean spirit on them. That if they're not in this truth, they all have an unclean spirit. All of us had an unclean spirit before we came into this truth. See? Go ahead.
Psalms 119 and verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
That's how you cleanse your way, by taking heed to the word, man. Right? The Lord gave us law, statutes, and commandments for a reason, man. You see? And that's the way you're supposed to live on the earth, man. Right? Tell you to keep your beard. Matter of fact, go get Leviticus, the 19th chapter. Start from 1. All right? You're going to go down through the law. You got to go through the law sometimes, man.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
wherever a law starts. It starts like in 1 or 3 or whatever.
Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your power, am holy. Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbath.
Right. Are they doing that in Israel right now, fearing their mother and father? No, it's getting worse, man. You see that? The kids disrespecting their mothers and their fathers, or their fathers and their mothers, I should say. All right? Because why? This wicked society, man. All right? You understand? And now they're following the ways of this devil, this Edomite. But I don't hit my kids. You talk to the average Jake now, I don't hit my kids. That's wrong. Because they're indoctrinated by Esau. Ain't nothing wrong with giving a kid some licks, bro. That's what kept you in line as a kid if you got licks. You see what I'm saying? It didn't kill you. But according to Esau, that's child abuse. But Esau's giving your kid the infamil, all kind of chemicals in that shit. The McDonald's. You're feeding kids McDonald's. But that's nothing but poison, man. You see that? Go ahead. What?
Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods.
Yeah.
I am the Lord your power.
Right. And if you're not following Yahweh Shah, you're following an idol. Okay? When you celebrate Christmas, that's tied to a pagan holiday, man. a god. What do you think the word holiday means? It means holy day, right? Halloween. What are you doing? That's Hallows Eve. Okay, you got Easter, what goes back to Ishtar, the god of fertility, the goddess of fertility. So those are all, when you do those things, unknowingly you're actually worshiping other gods. What?
It says, and if you offer a sacrifice of peace, offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow. And if aught remain until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable.
Try to find what's other things. All right? But you find it? Okay, bring it up.
This is Proverbs 13 and verse 24. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes.
Read it again.
Proverbs 13 and 24. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he...
Beautiful. He that spareth his rod hateth his son. So that's really hate. When you don't beat your child for when he goes off, that's hate, because you're not correcting him. You're not putting him in the right way. But in this world, you hate me because you hit me. No, he's not hitting you to kill you. He's hitting you because you're doing something that's going to be detrimental to you later in your life. If you see a kid smoking, or doing something, I don't know, being a flamer, acting like a flamer, and you say, yo, don't do that. Or you see him touching fire, don't do that. All right? Going into the neighbor's backyard, you ain't supposed to be there, don't do that. You see what I'm saying? You're preventing him from further issues. So that's not hate when you hit him. It's hate when you don't correct him. What?
He that spareth his rod hateth his son,
Right.
but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes.
Right. The ones that really love their sons, those are the ones that really on their sons. Okay, really on them seriously, man. And those are the sons that come out the best. All right, well mannered. All right, they actually become something. All right. You see? But what does Esau tell you? What does the devil tell you? That guy don't do that. We're gonna send child services because Esau's a flipping weak. Yo, this guy's a demon, man. All right. Go ahead, man.
This is Ecclesiastes.
But then you'll say your child is child services, but then they'll get molested in child services, man. And no one will get put in jail, man. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 30 and verse 1. He that loveth his son.
You see yourself on this side here? You see yourself on this side here? On this side? Latino? You guys Latinos? Where are you from? Iranian? Okay. But you could be an Israelite. I see with your swag. You could be an Israelite. You could be one of us. That's possible. All right? You got that kind of. You speak English? Yeah. Okay, so these are the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay? So we are the true 12 tribes of Israel. So-called blacks that went into slavery, the blacks, Caribbean people, and Haitians, and the Latinos and Native Americans. We are all one family. We're Israelites, different tribes. Okay? This is the secret that's been hidden from the world. But the reason why I said you might be an Israelite is that's Satan. Okay? No, but that's okay. Well, listen, this is the truth. It's the Bible. I'm going to tell you that straight. The truth is the Bible. Okay? This is what God speaks to the Bible. No. The Lord only deals with the Israelites. The Lord only deals with the Israelites, man. But you gotta, the Lord only deals with the Israelites. Muhammad wasn't an Israelite, man. All right? Anyways, get back to where we're at, man.
Ecclesiastes 30 and verse 1. He that loveth
But he
his
kind of had a swag of a Jacob. It might be a Jacob either way. All right? Yeah, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 30 and verse 1. He that loveth the son causeth him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end.
Right. That he may have joy of him. Right? So in other words, so that he could bring him up the way that will be pleasing unto him. Right? You got something?
Proverbs 22, verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
Right. Foolishness is right, because a child is known for folly. See, that's what children are all about. They're all about folly. Okay? Doing stupidity and pranks and nonsense. Right? So guess what's going to drive it out? Read it. Read it again.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 15. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him.
The rod of correction, all right? That means you're supposed to chastise your children with licks, all right? Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 22 and 6, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Right. That's why you see brothers' children is respectful, man. They're respectful. They know they have different decorum than the children of this world, man. All right? Because Esau teaches you the wrong way, man. Keep going.
Proverbs 23 and 13, withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die.
You shall not die. He ain't beating him to kill him. If you do that, you just got Satan on you. And obviously that wasn't correction. That was an actual demon on the person. You know, well, he died. Well, I beat him with a bat. Come on. What do you think is gonna happen, man? Go ahead.
Sirach 30 and
But there's one time I got the metal part of the belt. You know the big Pepe belts, man. Pops chased me with that, all kind of bruises. See what I'm saying? Well, what does that do? That puts fear. Right?
Sirach 30 and 10, laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's right. Because when you two playful with your children, right? You try to basically like you're friends with them. They don't fear to do anything. They'll do all kind of madness. You got these people talking about these certain women that say, if my child smokes, I want him to smoke with me first. That's why the child is all out of order, man. That's why you need a father in the household, man. You see what I'm saying? Because the child is all out of order, man. Okay? And I know plenty of children like that where they would smoke in the house with their moms or whatever the case is. Those are degenerates. Those were all degenerate children, man. Picking up cigarette butts from the street. Right?
Give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his folly.
So you're not supposed to be giving them all that liberty either, man. Just like a woman. A woman is supposed to have all this liberty she got in society, man. They're supposed to really be under order, man. Right? Go ahead.
Bow down his neck while he is young,
Right?
and beat him on the sides while he is a child.
Right?
Let's see.
And that will keep him in a humble state too. That will keep him humble. All right? When you start chastising him a lot, that'll keep him humble, man. All right? Go ahead.
Lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient
Let's see
unto
what?
thee.
Wax stubborn. You see that? That's why these children are like monsters out here, man. And a lot of times, that's why Esau took out the man out of the household in the so-called black community. The reason he did that and put the dissension between the so-called black man and so-called black woman is so that he could weaken the household. Esau knew exactly what he was doing. That's what that whole welfare system was about, man. All right? And they took on to welfare rather than to the family. You can see that in the movie Claudine. The movie Claudine shows that. There's a bunch of movies from the 70s that show that. Right?
Beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. Chastise thy son and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee.
Right, and who's really the main one to do that? That's the father's really to do that. The father's mostly the disciplinarian. All right, the mother's usually the nurturer, and the father's what? The disciplinarian, man. All right, that's why you need a father in the house. It's extremely important, man. If you don't, it's gonna be all kind of disorder, man. That's why all these little jakes that running around, they're a bunch of monsters, man. Because they're raised by their mother, man. All right, emotional. Like 50 Cent, that is emotional. 50 Cent, I went up with the most petty emotional guy. He's still trying to beat for Ja Rule. That's done, bro. But you see, because he has that petty black woman spirit on him, and that vindictive, wicked, you know? Like, grow the hell up, man. But that's the cause of you being raised by a single mother, man. Read that scripture, man.
Say Matthew 12 and 29, or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man?
Well, that's why the Edomites bound the strong man, which was the men of the house. Right? When you look at the word father in Hebrew, it's which goes back to alam, which is the ox head, which represents strength, and then you have ba, which represents bayat, which is the house. So the strength of the house is the father. So Esau bound the strong man so he could come in with what permeated the house, what actually entered into the house when the strong man was bound. Philosophies, man. These devils' philosophies, man. Right?
It says, and then he will spoil his house.
And and the houses are definitely spoiled. Okay?
In Isaiah 3 and 12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Right. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them, man. Okay? You people, Jake is in a messed up situation, man. Okay? In a messed up situation. And that's why the scripture says what? The whole head is sick. You know? It's beyond a simple reparations, man. Alright? We need Yahweh Shai. You see that? And first of all, if you give Jake the power right now, what's Jake gonna do? Madness. Guaranteed, man. They're gonna legalize, they legalize weed everywhere. What's up?
They had that skit with Dave Chappelle, and they gave him back the money they gave him back reparation when they ended up just giving it back to the so-called.
Oh, of course they did.
Buying Jordans,
Of course.
Madness.
Because Jake don't have no wisdom and knowledge, but even if you gave them the rulership, right? Jake, what's Jake gonna do? If you put the average Jake in, Jake is gonna do madness. All right. Right. What you got? Something?
Yeah, John.
It says, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path.
They which lead thee cause thee to err. Meaning who? The ones that's in the leadership position amongst the Israelites. You see? Who are the people that you're following after now? Right? The MLK and these different sellouts. They're all sellouts. They're all set up by the devil. Okay? To what? To lead you astray. You understand that? Any Jake that's in a high position, they have to sell out to get in that position. You can't just get on a high level in Esau society without selling out. Especially if you're an Israelite. That's not going to happen, man. All right? Boy, what you got?
This is the book of Job 14 and 1. Man that is born of a woman is of a few days and full of trouble.
Yeah? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead with your John. Go ahead with your John, brother.
So like John, that's it. Jeremiah 50 and 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherd have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountains to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
That's it. All right. So in other words, they don't even remember Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. See, they're following after all these different philosophies. They don't even know they're the Israelites, the majority of them. All right.
This is Isaiah 1 and verse 3. In verse 3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider.
That's it. They don't consider that they're the Israelites. All right. They're following after all kind of different philosophies, like you said before. Instead of coming back to get back into Leviticus 19.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19,
Precept?
and verse 11.
Hold on. Read it, precept.
It's the book of Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish, they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding.
That's it. All right. Why don't they have understanding? Because the Lord hasn't opened their mind. All right. They didn't turn to the Lord. See that? What?
They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
That's it. That's it. What?
Leviticus 19 and 11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor.
So we ain't supposed to be lying and stealing one to another. See that? Is Jake upholding that? No. Okay? You leave your wallet around Jake will take that. Okay? You leave your wallet dropping your walking, Jake will put a step on it. You know? and look around. You wonder why the guy's standing there and they can see him slide, you know, under the car, bro. That's how Jake operates. Right, little moonwalk with the wallet. That's how Jake operates, man. I know for a fact, man. You work with Jake, man. That's how Jake get their whole paycheck stolen or a bunch of demonic niggas, man. What?
Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning.
That's it. Oh yeah, that's another thing. When someone's working for you, according to our law, you're supposed to be paying them that same day. You ain't supposed to be, a week later. That's Esau, that's Edom nonsense. That's Esau's madness, bro. You're supposed to be sending that every day. Okay?
Right? Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind.
Hold on, give me a second. What you got?
John 10 and 10. The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy.
That's Esau, because they're following after Esau's ways, man. That's why I say you're your father the devil. What?
It says, thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind.
Right. You're not supposed to be cursing if a person's deaf talking shit about it. That's wicked. All right? And with your Jake, I see some foul individuals, man. There's Jakes there's people that don't do that shit. Okay? Go ahead. Oh, matter of fact, that Ray Charles movie. They had Jake was ripping him off, man. And he was black. Jake was ripping him off. He thought it was the Edomite in the movie, at least in the movie. But he started beating up the Edomite. But the Edomite was actually gave me the right one. When they were Jake, right? He was right. He was ripping him off, man. Go ahead.
It says, thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear thy power. I am the Lord. It shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness.
Oh, Jake doesn't do that. All right. Are you not partial? There's a scripture that says, "If a man goes with a ring." All right. Are you not partial? That's how Jake operates. They look based upon how a man presents himself, or what they have. That's how they judge you. You see? The gay clothing, right? Like this guy Kevin Samuels, man. The apostle's been saying that what he's been saying for decades, man. But because he has a suit and a spin thing in the front and a nice setup, oh yeah, I'm gonna listen to him. But the apostle's been saying that. Okay? Go ahead.
It says,
find that?
but in righteousness thou shalt judge thy neighbor. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people, neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord.
Sit. That's supposed to be a talebearer. What's a talebearer? What's a talebearer? Someone who's gossiping, man. All that gossip. You got grown-ass men gossiping. All right? Yeah, when you go to work, you'll see that. If you work in these office jobs, you'll see that. Grown men acting like women, man. Gossiping, man. All right? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
Oh, and you're supposed to rebuke too. Jake will allow it as long as it ain't affecting me. As long as he ain't hurting nobody. That's a first of all, it's a satanic doctrine. As long as he ain't hurting nobody. That goes back to Alistair Crowley, do it thou wilt. And they were hurting all kind of people. That's the hypocrisy. Children. Right? You got Alfred Kinsey, right? How did he do it? They call him the father of the sexual revolution. And what was his whole thing? He was studying, doing sexual acts on children and speaking about how they like it. And he's reverenced in the society. That's why this place got to be torqued the hell up, man. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudges against the children of thy people.
We're not supposed to bear a grudge. See, we got to keep going through this. See, that's that vindictive woman, black woman spirit. That vindictive. That's what 50 Cent has, man. That's what I'm saying. He's effeminate. Although he's big and swole and tough, he's effeminate, man. Why? Because he was raised by his mama, man. That's what's the problem with most of you chicks. You're raised by your mom, man. So you're all weak, man. All right? And that's all by design. Before the 70s, Jake was more masculine than rough. Oh, even the way the children thought was different back then. They were like, we should build a wall around. They were rough, brother. They could have joined the camp. All them little kids could have joined the camp. They were rough. Now they're weak spirit. Why? Because the mothers are raising the house, man. Instead of the fathers being there, man. Go ahead, man. Children raising children. And children raising children. They have the mentality of children, man. And these women, they have the mentality of children. They ain't goddamn. Go ahead, man.
It says, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You're supposed to love your brother as yourself, man. Meaning what? If you don't want to be stolen from, you don't steal from your brother. If you don't want your brother to commit adultery with your woman, you don't commit adultery with his, man. It's that simple. That's what the law is all about. But Jake doesn't follow that. Jake's a bunch of hypocrites, man. You got that one with the goodly clothing?
Yeah, but that's something.
Go ahead, read that real quick.
Ephesians 4:6. Be ye angry and sin not. let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Right. And we'll hold the other one. We'll hold, right. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. That all goes back to the law. See, that's what we got to get into the law. That's we got to keep your beard. There's more than just keep your beard, man. And don't eat pork. There's more than that. There's a lot to the law, man. All right? See that? So you ain't supposed to hold a grudge. That's against the. Really, if you hold a grudge against a black, you're sinning. If you actually, you go to bed, no, you're sinning, bro. You're going off. Going off, huh? All right? Go ahead. Go ahead. It makes you thick though, because it's like, yo, okay. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, you guys
No, it's okay. No. Keep going.
Verse 19.
That's past now.
It says, ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with the diverse kind. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with the diverse kind.
Right, you got Esau mixing different cattle. Speak up.
I was asking, how come it happens with animals? How come animals are...
Well, no, he was speaking about almost, yeah, but that's not diverse kind. Diverse kind means you don't mix a sheep with a goat.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what it means. But Esau does that because of Frankenstein madness. See, there's certain things Jake don't even have the power to do. Jake don't even back the power. See, but I'm sure Jake was doing it bad. I wonder what would happen. That's why the law was made. Right? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed, neither shall
a gam. There's gam came up. What's a gam was born? A goat and a lamb. That's how people do it. Jake is a wicked.
Says, thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed,
right.
Neither shall a garment mingle of linen and woolen come upon you.
Well, that goes into what? GMOs, man. All them GMOs are mingled seeds. See, Esau does all this stuff on a high scale, man. All this wickedness against the Lord, man. Go ahead.
And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman,
right,
that is a bondmaid, betrothed to an husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged.
Oh, read that again.
And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman, that is a bondmaid, betrothed to a husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given.
So in other words, a slave woman that's already engaged to somebody, right? And if someone lays with her,
she shall be scourged.
She shall be beaten, right? The slaves, they were allowed to get a certain amount of lashes, but there was actually a set amount that you were allowed to give, which was what, 39, exactly 39, not one over. See? So Esau done broke that law too. Okay? Because why? The 40th lash could die. The body was made to be able to handle this 39 lashes at a time. Go ahead.
It says, they shall not be put to death because she was not free. And she shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord. Like,
the man doesn't even get to put to death because she was not free. That's like a loophole right there. That loophole, man. Go ahead.
And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering.
Right. Okay, what you got?
Romans 7:12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandments holy, and just and good.
That's it. This is
verse 26.
Okay,
you shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall you use enchantments nor observe time.
You shall not eat anything with the blood, meaning what? You have to make sure your food is well washed and well cooked. That's part of our law. Right? You got Jake going to damn restaurants talking about, let me get a medium rare steak, trying to follow after Esau, the damn devil. Follow after these Edomites, man. Let me get medium rare. Where you learn that from? You weren't raised like that. Okay? Go ahead.
You shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
So you go eat one of these Edomite restaurants and saint you there. You're bound to find some pink chicken in there, man. Okay? You're bound to find it, man. We're supposed to cook our meat fully through, man. Right?
Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead.
Oh, that goes into tattoos, man. All right? That's cutting in the flesh. And that goes into the karaka too. All right? Go ahead.
Nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. Let the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness.
Right, and you can see this land is falling to whoredom. All right, already. All right? This is already done. Okay, go ahead.
Ye shall keep my Sabbath and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Regard not
the Sabbath. They don't even think about the Sabbath. Their mindset is the new moon. They don't think about none of that. The high holy days, they don't think about none of that. They're just doing their own thing. Go ahead.
Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them.
Right, you ain't supposed to be dealing with tarot cards, all right? Or going to some fortune teller. That's seeking after a wizard or a witch. You see that? But now they're pushing it so heavy, they're getting so bold that they have tarot cards at McDonald's now and they're giving to children. You see that? Yeah, well, that's their problem, man. You see? So that's why the Lord is going to destroy this place. And the people that ain't getting right, he's going to destroy them in it too. Because he done gave them the warning. The warning's already went out. How much more warning you need? You don't need no more warning. All right? Go ahead. Got some else? All right, what you got?
Deuteronomy 4:7. For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon for him, that we call upon him for. For what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous?
So we're reading the statutes and judgments right now. And we're supposed to keep those statutes even now, no matter what land we're in, man. And they're all righteous. They all make sense. All right? The Lord gave the Israelites laws, statutes, and commandments to abide by, man. And they're all breaking them. All right? The majority of them are breaking them. The only ones coming back is us, man. All right? There's certain people that's learning that they're Israelites. They're keeping certain laws, man. But the rest of the jakes, they're not regarding the laws, man. They're doing what they want to do. That's why the Lord is going to destroy them. Go ahead.
And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, as which I set before you this day?
Yep.
Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them to thy sons and thy sons' sons.
That's it. Oh, so yeah, this is supposed to pass it down. Okay? Oh, yeah, I don't teach my son that. They want the wife don't like that. Well, you have a weak spirit on you. I'll tell you that from the get-go. You got a weak spirit. You got guys like that, man. That old, I don't know what, yeah, that happy one, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to think of a down, that Bill Cosby spirit. No? What you got, bro?
This is Ecclesiastes 19 and verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, and they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality.
That's it. These women is walking around aimless. They ain't got nothing to do. What? Go learn how to knit or cook some food, man. Right? He's walking around, don't even have a bag in your hand. What you doing out here? Read, man. You got something? No?
Verse Leviticus 19:32. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man and fear thy power.
That's another
I am
one.
the Lord.
That's another one. See, when I see Jay, I say, Charlotte, if I see one hoary head, I say, what's up, I might, these niggas is demons too. Right? But hey, okay? Especially if they have that hoary head from the truth. That's what I'll say. But either way, they're not supposed to have respect unto the elders to some degree, right? Alright?
And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you.
No problem.
And thou shalt love him as thyself.
Right, thou shalt love him as thyself. See that? But that's not speaking about an Edomite. That's not speaking about another nation. That's speaking about an Israelite. Okay? Only an Israelite. Okay? That might have been born in another land or whatever the case may be. Just more than that, you got something?
It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 17. Wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing,
Right.
and I will receive you.
Right. So in other words, we ain't supposed to take hold into these philosophies, man. You see that? 'Cause these philosophies is unclean, man. What you got? You got some else? What?
This is Matthew 19 and verse 19. Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Which the majority of the people don't. A lot of people don't do that. I'll say that. A lot of people. Oh no, they'll regard their mother, but they'll say, "F that your father." That's their mindset, right? Because maybe he wasn't in their life or whatever the case may be. But that's against the laws, man. You see that? You're supposed to honor both. All right. And really, it says father first, because that's called order. All right. Right. Yeah, I know Jake's in the water. Their father raised them, but because they're so demonic, they actually made a diss track to their father. Wow. Fuck you doing? Ah, but you know, raised his hand. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Then he deleted it. Oh, yo, these guys are young. Jake got mental problems. Go ahead, bro.
Sirach 6 and 32.
Get the last scriptures. What?
My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding.
Yeah.
And if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise.
Right. If you bow your ear to what? To the words of the scriptures. It's mainly his prophets, man. All right, go ahead.
Stand in the multitude of the elders, and cleave unto him that is wise.
That's it.
Be
And
willing.
who has the wisdom? The ones who have this truth. Everyone else is into some weirdo stuff, man. Go ahead.
Be willing to hear every goodly discourse.
Spirit.
Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee bedtime unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
That's it. That's it. All right. That's what we're reading. All right. We're looking towards the better understanding. All right. To get more understanding and increase it. Right. Not to go backwards, man. We'll learn understanding from I don't know, one of these, I don't know, man, El Chapo or some shit. He don't got no wisdom. All right. One more word.
Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually.
And that's who Jake looks up to, them drug dealers and the different things they see in the movies, man. Because that's when you see Jake doing something good, like having something in abundance in the movies. It's always them drug dealers and stuff. Or you see a Jake inventor having, oh, in the movie, he was an inventor. There's a whole abundance of invention movies. No, it's drug dealing movies and that's what builds into the culture, man. Jake, who does Jake want to be like? Want to be like them drug dealers, man? Scarface. Yeah, quoting Scarface like if it's poetic. First you get the money, then they act like it's Shakespeare. It's not Shakespeare, bro. That's from a movie, man. Go ahead, what you got, bro?
Just to finish up.
Yeah,
meditate continually on his commandments.
Right, you're supposed to meditate on the commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And he shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom at thy own desire.
Right, he's going to give you wisdom, man. See, but you can't get wisdom listening to the people in the world. They don't have wisdom. All right? They might know a couple things, but they don't have the wisdom, the true wisdom. All right?
This is Ecclesiastes 21 and verse 13. The knowledge of a wise man shall abound like a flood, and his counsel is like a pure fountain of life.
That's it. That's it. That's his word. It's like a pure fountain of life. It never ends, man. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 19 and verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
Right, so when you learn how to do wickedness, that's not wisdom. You know how to defraud somebody, all right? You know how to scam people. That's not wisdom, all right? That's just a knowledge of wickedness, man. All right? Oh, I know how to burn the crack and put in the black paper bag and they burn the tips. I know how they do it, man. All right? That's not wisdom, all right? That's really wickedness, man. Read that again. Read that again.
Ecclesiastes 19 and verse 22. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom.
And that's wickedness. That goes back to witchcraft. Right? Drug dealing goes back to witchcraft, man. All right? And the Lord said, suffer not a witch to live. Meaning witches are supposed to be put to death, but it's promoted in this society, man. All right? Go ahead.
Neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence.
Right? The counsel of sinners is not prudence either, man. You see that? What you got?
book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 25, and verse 4.
Yeah.
Oh, how comely a thing is judgment for gray hairs, and for ancient men to know counsel. Oh, how comely is the wisdom of old men, and understanding and counsel to men of honor.
That's it. That's it. Go ahead.
Verse 6, much experience is the crown of the old men.
That's it. That's what these older men have, right? They have the experience of life. But especially the men that grew up old in this truth, the apostles and elders. They're above these older men out here. These older men out here don't really know a lot, man. We know more than most of these guys out here. But there's certain things they might have knowledge of because they've been around, right? And how to fix a car, whatever the case may be. Oh, if this goes wrong and this is that. No, they might have different knowledge like that. But ultimately today, man, they're at a low level, man. What, bro? There's a bit more what?
Much experience is the crown of old men.
Right.
And the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is their glory.
That's it. The fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So that doesn't apply to these regular old guys walking around, right? That applies to the ones that grew up old in this truth. All right? They have gray hairs in this truth. The apostles and elders, man. What you
This is
got?
Proverbs 16 and verse 31. The hoary head is a crown of glory if it be found in the way of
If
righteousness.
it be found in the way of righteousness, man. Not just because they have it. See what I'm saying to you? If they don't have the ways of righteousness, really, we're on a higher level than them regardless. All right? Because we have the true knowledge, man. Anyways, any last precepts? Well, bring it up.
James 4 and 7. Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
Right.
Draw nigh to the Most High, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded.
That's it. All right? Cleanse your heart. What you got?
Back to Leviticus 19:34. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your power. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, in meter yard, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just din shall ye have. I am the Lord your power. I am the Lord your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall you observe all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them. I am Yahweh.
That's it. All right? So we're supposed to follow the law, statutes, and commandments that we were bringing out. So with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakwadash.
the lost to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.
You know what I'm saying?